Yeah, this particular article is going to be interesting. It's going to be good. As a Biafra, Ambazonia, would do to march at a EU headquarters, says IPOB. EU, that is European Union. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, IPOB, has said that emerging nations of Biafra, Ambazonia, and Oduduwa have concluded plans to conduct a 1 million man march at European Union headquarters in Brussels, Belgium, from June 14th to 15th, 2022, to uniform the European Union that they are prepared to be on their own. The media and publicity secretary for IPOB, Ima Powerful, disclosed that the march would involve its members, friends, and lovers of freedom from across the world to reveal its predicaments to the world. Now, in a statement, IPOB called on sons and daughters across the globe to come out in mass to explain to the world that they are seriously in need of the three emerging nations. The statement read and said, emerging nations of Biafra, Ambazonia, and Oduduwa are expected to be in Belgium on the 14th and the 15th of June 2022 at European Union headquarters in Brussels, Belgium, to uniform the European Union and also inform the Union that they are prepared to be on their own. The authorities in Brussels, Belgium, have approved our 1 million man march on that day for the three emerging nations in West Africa and other nations in Africa. Now, the protest for these emerging nations will display our need to get these nations and every Biafran, Oduduwa, and Ambazonian citizens living in Europe, America, Asia, and at home to be present on that day to grace the epoch event. Well, it will be a landmark event, and we must let Europeans know the reasons we are pursuing these nations' existence. This is to show Europe and the entire world why we need these new nations in Africa to emerge. And therefore, our people must make sure they let the world understand our predicaments and what we are facing in the hands of Nigeria and Cameroon. The Nigerian government and Cameroon government are terrorists, and we will not allow them to trample on our people and kill them at random. No, rather, Ima Powerful shouldn't have said that. He should have said the Nigerian government led by President Muhammadu Buhari and the Fulani Kingsmen and also Cameroon government are terrorists, and we will not allow them to trample on our people and kill them at random. The killings and burning of houses in these three emerging nations has gone beyond human comprehension. Our people are dying every day in the hands of Nigerians and the Cameroonian government. Our people should come out in mass to let them know that we are seriously in need of these three emerging nations. Now, Ima Powerful has just disclosed that there's going to be, either indoor or outdoor meeting, come June. Maybe the date has been said. It says June 14th, not in Nigeria, 14th and 15th of June 2022, though it's not in Nigeria. About the Nigerians in diaspora, I believe that is where the article is portraying to, or rather, I would say Nnamdi Kanu and his Biafran team are really serious about this thing. Even Sunday Igboho and the Yoruba nation are also agitating for Yoruba nation, or rather, they are agitating for good governance. Because in the absence of good governance, that was why we saw NSAS protest, and it's so very alarming that we couldn't even do anything, or rather we couldn't say anything, because the government hijacked, or the government hijacked the protest during the Lekki NSAS protest and blame it on thugs or hoodlums, which was not acceptable. At the long run, at the end of it all, Donald Trump, due to the meeting they had, Buhari went for the United Nations meeting, and they said for violation of human rights, Buhari should make a report on Lekki massacre. Fashola, or rather, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who is the governor of Lagos State, has earlier denied that there was no casualty, that he never knew anything in his mincing word of when he was stammering. At the long run, when Donald Trump, engaged Buhari and told him to go and make a report. Let's start from there, because as it is, there's not going to be election come 2023, because the violation of human rights has been so alarming. You can't even predict, or you can't even say much about the, or we Nigerians can't say much about the incident, which happened in Lekki. Then compare that which happened in Lekki to that in the north. You will know that if Lekki massacre can report 9, 10, and over 28 casualties, that means in the northern part of the country, you should know that everyday insurgency. The reason being that in the north, because they are not exposed, and rather the government of the day wouldn't want them to be exposed. They covered themselves in shame, because they have claimed that they are the only true religion, because I believe they practice the Islamic religion, and that is what has been putting food on their table, or rather that is what has been guiding them. But whenever they commit atrocities, they shout Allahu Akbar, or may God be praised on the iniquity. The Bible says, the word of God says, will you still abide in iniquity and ask for the grace of God to abound? That is what is happening in the northern part, and it has been happening. It's still happening. That was why they quickly closed down NBC, so that no one can broadcast the iniquity and the atrocities that have been committed by this so-called Fulani kinsmen, or rather, I would say by this federal government, because they are not saying anything. Because when the Fulani elders were destroying, killing people, maiming, kidnapping in the Yoruba land before Sunday Igboho, came out and started, agitating for good governance and good policy. When the Fulani, one of the Fulani elders who were carrying AK-47 were being arrested, intercepted by this Oodua People's Congress and the security outfit, which is the OPC. Instead, two of the OPC who arrested this Fulani, taking them, to police custody. Instead of the Fulani elder to be arrested, those that perpetrated evil, it was the OPC, the two OPC that were jailed, and they said they wanted to cheat on the Fulani. Can you see how, I don't know, how Nigerian constitution has turned upside down? Because when people in diaspora start talking, they will say, is it because they are abroad? People that are in Nigeria, in the system itself, they are tired of talking. They can't talk again. Because those are in diaspora, they are the one, planning good protests for the Nigerians that are in the locality. Because the federal government of Buhari, in this era, will now tell you protest is haram. Meanwhile, Boko is haram. Everything is haram. Western education is haram. So what will now be a good one? And you tell us you have a Quran which represents the word of God. Is that how it's being said? Because whenever they talk now, they will say they talk, say they want to Islamize the country. Who said? Now, with all this impunity, why won't people think otherwise? Well, this is why I'm going to draw the curtain. I would like you to share your views in the comment section. Thanks for listening, and God bless.